So, you already know about confirmed leaks that are coming to Blue Lock Rivals. Yes, if you somehow missed it, we have information about reworks for Karasu and Yukimiya, and I want to go into all the details about what's expected, when they will come, and why some of these reworks are really exciting. I know I briefly talked about it before. Let's start with Kurasu. Honestly, Kurasu is a very fun style if you know how to use him. In the right hands, he can really be annoying and actually useful. The issue, however, is his moveset. Right now, Karasu has literally 3 moves in his entire moveset. That is extremely limited and, outdated. His awakening move is honestly good, yeah, but here's the thing. His awakening move is basically just a trap move, that's it. While other characters like Nel Nagi, Reo have trap moves in their base move set without having to activate an awakening. This makes Karasu feel a little useless sometimes, but still I like his awakening move. Another point with Karasu is not only the 3 moves he has, but yeah, it's a small reason. But still, it is the lack of chemical reactions. For him to really shine, he doesn't need a chem reaction, I'm going to repeat, but still. A strong synergy, and one that would make sense, would be with Otoya. Adding a chemical reaction between Karasu and Otoya would make both characters more popular since they are in a legendary tier. It would allow Karasu to not just rely on his awakening and be like a defender, but also sometimes to be like a striker. This is something I hope the rework will include. Now moving on to Yukimiya. Unlike Karasu, Yukimiya has been in the spotlight for quite a while. In our previous videos, we discussed him multiple times because new information about him kept coming out constantly. He has been receiving buffs over time, and right now he is in a really good spot, especially considering that his style is a legendary one. That means even without any major changes, he is already strong, versatile, and can fit into today's meta. But still, he does need a rework. The reason the Yukimiya rework is exciting is that it could push him even further. Right now, he can perform really well while being not like a striker, but like a winger. But the rework might improve some of his passive abilities or base moves, allowing him to have a little more impact outside of his existing moveset. This would make him more dynamic in matches, especially in modes where strategy and coordination are key. Players who already enjoy using Yukimiya will have more ways to create plays, and new players might find him more approachable after the rework. It's important to note that the contrast between Kurasu and Yukimiya is interesting. With Kurasu, we are talking about high-potential but basically useless moves that you can dodge, while with Yukimiya we are talking about an already solid style getting further refined. Remember the poll with a dev saying that every style will be reworked as an NEL version? I hope they will also make both Kurasu and Yukimiya into their NEL versions. Back to Kurasu, another point about him is the awareness and timing needed to play him properly. Because he has so few moves, you have to understand exactly when to use his awakening trap actually useful, and how to use his steal, because it's easy to dodge just by dribbling it. This can be tricky for casual players, which is why a rework could really help. Adding more base moves, defensive moves, or even passive buffs would make him easier to play, while still keeping him rewarding for skilled players. Yukimiya, on the other hand, doesn't have this problem. His moveset allows for more freedom in decision-making. You can use him aggressively, but that's it. With a rework, it's likely that the devs will keep this, egoistical moves, but maybe tweak some animations or effects to make his gameplay feel more modern and aligned with the other high-tier characters. Let's talk a little about what this could mean for the meta. First of all, Karasu rework could introduce more players to play as a support, especially if chemical reactions and additional moves are added. Players who like to control the game through passes, traps, or positioning will find him a rewarding choice. Yukimiya's rework, however, will likely just be another striker style that relies on existing meta trends, making him a strong choice for both casual and competitive players, and it's not bad actually. In our previous chats, we talked a lot about how limited movesets can make some characters feel boring, even if they look strong on paper. Yukimiya is a perfect example. His current moveset is easy to use, but too small to be excited to use them. That's why a rework is not just welcome, it's necessary. On the other hand, Karasu Rework can be actually surprising because he is not a striker. The interesting thing about these reworks is that they show two different strategies by the devs. Kurasu is more about unlocking potential, giving him more tools, more reactions, more interaction with other characters. Yukamia is about refining and polishing, adjusting buffs, maybe changing some animations, and slightly tweaking how he interacts with the current meta. Both approaches are valid, but they cater to different types of players. Karasu's Awakening move is also a discussion point. While it is amazing visually and can turn the tide of a match, having it as the centerpiece for a player who wants to use him actively is a limitation. Ideally, the rework should introduce more base moves and passive options, so that Karasu is not relying on only 3 moves he has to make plays. Chemical reactions like the one with Otoya could further enhance this. Yukimiya's rework, in comparison, is likely to focus on small but meaningful changes. Since he is already strong for a legendary style, the adjustments might include improved pass effectiveness, enhanced shot speed, or even adding a shot into his base moveset, or subtle tweaks to Awakening move timing. This can make him feel more impactful without breaking balance. Players who already love him will appreciate the improvements, while newer players might find him easier to use in competitive modes. We also need to consider how these reworks fit into the overall update schedule. Kurasu and Yukimiya are likely part of a broader set of changes that include other characters, buffs, and possibly rare or mythic tier adjustments. If Karasu gets a rework and more base moves while Yukimiya gets minor buffs, it creates balance and variety, keeping the game exciting and making sure that no single character becomes too dominant. And one last thing about Kurasu is his skill ceiling. Right now, only very skilled players can take full advantage of him. This makes him a little intimidating for casual players, but very rewarding for experts. With additional moves, chemical reactions, and better synergy options, he could become both easy to use, popular, and decent, balanced. Yukimiya, on the other hand, is already more approachable. Players don't need to rely on precise timing or limited moves. He can fit into most teams, perform well in matches, and provide consistent impact. His rework might just enhance that, giving him a little more flair and control without adding unnecessary complexity. In conclusion, the confirmed reworks for Karasu and Yukimiya show different approaches to improving characters. Karasu's rework is about unlocking untapped potential, adding moves, chemical reactions, and making him more versatile. Yukimiya's rework is about refining a strong character, improving shot effectiveness, buffs, and possibly animations. Both are exciting, and they show how Blue Lock Rivals is continuously evolving. Players should be ready for new strategies and team compositions once these reworks drop. Karasu might become a new favorite for tactical players, while Yukimiya will solidify his spot as a legendary choice that can be used in almost any team. Both reworks are necessary for balance, diversity, and fun in the game. Overall, the takeaway is clear. Karasu needs a rework because his moveset is too small despite his potential, and chemical reactions would help a lot. Yukimiya will continue to be strong, but might get minor improvements to make him even more versatile. Both characters will benefit players, and these updates are something to look forward to in the near future. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to me. I will be happy to see you as a part of my family. Until then, see you in the next video.